like your body is often sore and you're just really stiff, especially when you wake up. You find yourself wanting to exercise, but it feels like your body is the thing that's holding you back. It's not about motivation, it's actually about pain. If your joints are sore, if your muscles are sore, if you're stressed and your nervous system is on edge, you want to move your body. What happens when exercising actually makes everything flare up worse and you end up in more pain and more stressed? Quite often it is your nervous system going into a little bit of overdrive and it's not ready to let you exercise properly. The key is learning which exercises are actually going to help and how to do them in such a way that's going to not send your body into complete overdrive going, what have you done to me? If you're anything like me, I quite like the challenge of pushing myself. I love exercise and it's so frustrating when my body is like, no, I don't really like that. And you keep seeing things on Instagram and TikTok about how you just have to push harder. But the problem is, of course, we want to be energized, we want to feel good, we want to feel motivated and fit and strong. But when your body is fighting from chronic stress and pain and your nervous system is just like wired, pushing hard is actually not the answer because your body is not ready for that yet. The key is really learning how to listen to your body so that you're doing things which are going to make it better, stronger and fitter, but without pushing into the realms of where your body's not quite ready for it yet. Bring that nervous system level down so that you're not stuck in fight or flight stress mode, but actually going to get to enjoy exercise because exercise is meant to be fun. It's meant to be enjoyable. You're moving your body, you're working through that stress, but without pushing into more stress. So I personally have experienced this so many times I've lost count. I'm still not good at actually knowing when to push and when to pull back, but it's something that we should be learning all the time. We should always be listening to our body's cues because sometimes the only way to come out of that is through a bit of movement. And you've probably seen advice, it's mind over matter, just push yourself, you've got to want it more. The problem isn't wanting it more, the problem is knowing what to do so that you're not doing the wrong things and exasperating problems further. Because if your body has been stuck in a sort of stress, pain cycle for quite a long time, your brain is not ready. Oh, I'm a bit tentative here, I feel quite stressed, everything is already on high alert. So if you push your body and are like, no, you will just get over this, your body is going to resist it and it's going to go, no, I don't think so, I don't like this. And this is why you've probably experienced this yourself. You probably have tried, you know what, I'm going to go to the gym, I don't care about this injury, and made it worse, maybe? I mean, not that I've ever done that myself, of course, naturally. I'm a movement and nervous system coach, but you know, I've never done that. And it is a learning curve. I mean, I'm joking there, but obviously I do still have to do this all the time. I'm always thinking, what does my body actually need today? How hard can I push myself? Should I be pulling back a little bit? And it's getting in tune with where you're at right now. And this is such a hard skill to learn, and I will learn it myself eventually. So the first thing is thinking about where are you right now? As I mentioned, if you're in that sort of stressed state where you just feel like everything is on top of you, work is really busy, family life is going really mad, you're worried about day-to-day life, that's not always the best time to push yourself. And again, you might see posts on Instagram about that's the perfect time to push yourself because just use that pain, use that anger and just channel it through your body and get the rage out. Sometimes that's very helpful. Sometimes that's exactly what you need. Just go for a run and clear your head. That kind of way of doing it is more when you've just had a bad day. Like generally you're fine, but you've had a bad day and you're like, yeah, I'm going to go for a run. I'm just going to get the anger out. Then absolutely. But where that's actually not good advice is when it's been a long-term thing. So when you're in that constant state of stress and your mind is overwhelmed and you're feeling a bit burnt out, that is not the time to do that. Because what your nervous system is telling you at that point is that it's overwhelmed and it's overstimulated. So if you then try to push yourself really hard at the gym or for a run or whatever, your body is not going to like that because it's, no, I don't need more stimulus. I need to calm down. Let me chill out. Let me breathe. Let me recover. And again, if you've ever gone to the gym, you will know the importance of recovery days. You don't want to train every single day. You have to let your body recover. It's the same with your nervous system. You have to let that nervous system calm back down and just recover, rest. So then obviously when it comes to exercise, there's different types of exercise. And one of the things that people recommend most is things like yoga or Pilates to help with that nervous system. Now, even within that, there is a scale. And you've got very slow, very gentle, mindful kind of movement. And then you go a little bit further, maybe you've then got more of a flow and you're moving your body more Joseph Pilates style. And then you start to get more advanced. And then there's where Pilates has also deviated into body conditioning and you're using weights and it's almost becoming a slight HIIT workout. Now, each of those in themselves is perfectly fine. And I am not a Pilates police person here. I'm going to say All of them are valid, all of them are good. There is no, this is the only way, Joseph Pilates is the only way to do it. There's a reason that things develop and that things change, and each instructor, each coach is going to bring in their own way of doing something and finding the clients and the people that enjoy that style. So the most important thing really is to find the exercise which you enjoy and which you're going to do, because what's the point in doing an exercise program that you hate? That just makes no sense. The thing is listening to what your body needs right at this minute in time. So again, coming back to that idea where if you're constantly stressed and just wound up, the more sort of conditioning HIIT style sort of Pilates exercises might not be the best right now. That doesn't mean that you can't do them or that you shouldn't do them, but maybe you want to bring it down in that scale a little bit to more mindful, slow movement. Because this is where Pilates, and as a Pilates instructor, my non-biased opinion, is so effective, because you are thinking about moving through the breath, so you're calming that nervous system down, because breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth helps to reset that nervous system. It helps to bring you out of that fight or flight response. So that in itself, just the breathing, is going to do something. Out with that, you're also then bringing in body awareness, balance and movement and strength. So overall, your whole body just starts to feel more in tune with itself, and you can start to learn to listen to those cues. Like I was saying earlier, you have to learn to listen to your body and what it's needing at the time, and Pilates is a great way to help you do that. When you think about those different levels and that sort of scale of exercise, it's also really important to think about where you are in your body at that time. Maybe you have joint issues, or you have an injury, or you're coming back from an injury. That is also the time to not go to that far end of the scale, and you don't want to do really intense pushing exercises if your body's not quite ready for it, because you're trying to teach it to let it learn movement is safe again. And if you go all in and just start using loads of weights and throwing your body through a massive intense session, it's actually going to make the pain worse. And the reason that it makes it worse is because your brain is still guarding that particular injury. So say, for example, you had a shoulder injury and I was like, it's going to be fine. I'm just going to do push-ups. I'm going to do press-ups. I'm going to hold planks, and it's going to be fine. You don't have to deal with it. If that shoulder is not ready for that yet, and it's, I'm still a bit tentative, if you just force it through that, your brain and your nervous system basically says, I still don't trust that movement. I still don't trust that shoulder. I don't want to put weight through it. You're making me put weight through it. So I'm going to use every single muscle around that joint to protect it, and all the muscles start firing up. So now that's why you find your traps get overactive and your lats become overactive. Suddenly, before you know it, everything is shaking through that shoulder because the actual joint itself isn't stable enough to allow you to do that movement. And it's like, stop it. And this is what causes those muscle spasms, and where your brain just goes, tighten everything up, guard that joint, that does not feel safe, don't like it. And that's why it then takes longer and longer to recover, because the next time you do that, your brain goes, I remember what you did to me last time. I remember those planks and those push-ups on that sore shoulder. I am not having that. So what happens is the next time you try to do it, those pain signals kick in much earlier because your brain goes, nah, not having it. And you suddenly get even less range than what you did before. And it keeps in this self-perpetuating cycle of pain, worse pain, dog, okay, and generally just not trusting that movement anymore, which in itself then sets off the nervous system again, and just generally you feel stressed and anxious. And that's also when you are injured or in pain, there's a huge impact on your mental health because of the frustration of not being able to do what you hoped your body could do. You've got the pain holding you back, and then your nervous system is just a bit wired. So when you are looking for some type of exercise to do, maybe you're following along on a YouTube channel and you've got different types of Pilates. You've got Pilates by Izzy, Move with Nicole, Pilates with Jenn, that's me. And there's all these different types of Pilates teachers who all have different styles. And it's really important to find the one that works for you. Some of them are slightly more intense and going into that sort of side of the scale where it's about conditioning and you're using weights and pushing your body through quite intense exercise. But when your body is still in that stress mode, it's not really ready for that. And that's where my style of Pilates teaching comes in, because I'm pairing the nervous system reset with the movement. So you're getting stronger, but it's more about moving with control and moving through that breath. And there's a lot of like shoulder opening exercises and bringing everything back down so that you feel good. It's very much a de-stressed, warm, cozy, and I do it in front of this fire as well. So it's all about the coziness. I want to create this relaxing atmosphere where your body feels safe and it's okay to let go. And this brings me into hypermobility. This is something I want to touch on because a lot of my clients, myself included, have hypermobility. It really impacts how you're able to exercise. With hypermobility, we often feel more pain. And part of that is because our muscles are on all the time. It's trying to create that stability in the body. The ligaments are a little bit lax. You're actually able to get a lot more movement through the joint, which you shouldn't be able to get. This then puts you at an increased risk of injury because you're able to move your joint past where it's actually supported by the surrounding muscles. And this is where you do find you get extra pain. Now, one thing which is very lovely about hypermobility as well is that we have less receptors around those joints. So our brain actually struggles to connect with where our hand actually is in space. Like right now, it's like, where is my hand? My brain is going to tell me it's somewhere. And then I look and I go, it's actually not quite where I thought it was. This has actually happened to me multiple times. I was at the gym the other day and I was doing a row. It's a little side note. I was just doing this nice little row and I went back and I was like, right, just pause. And I was going to check what my elbows are doing. And it was literally like this. So I looked down, one elbow was down here, one elbow was up here. And I thought they were parallel. And it's like the body awareness is just gone. I just have no idea where my elbows are. My elbows have a lot of rotation in them. So one of the things I always struggle with when exercising is, and what are my elbows meant to do? They just don't have the perception of what they're meant to do. But this is very, very normal with hypermobility. And you get it in your knees as well. Quite often you'll see people who have hypermobility, when they stand, they lock out their knees and their knee kind of bends backwards. And they're not actually aware they're doing it because it feels straight. And this is why Pilates is really good, because it's bringing in that mind-muscle connection and you're starting to learn where your body actually is. So for example, on hands and knees, people with hypermobility struggle with this because having your hands directly under the shoulders, we put pressure through the shoulder joint, through the elbow and through the wrist, so we often feel pain in this particular position. Now, it's very important to learn to listen to your body to decide when you actually need to take rests, because with hypermobility, your joints tire much quicker in these positions because all the muscles are firing in to try and create that stability, because your brain doesn't feel stable around those joints, the shoulder, the elbow, the wrist. And all of those muscles just start kicking in overdrive, trying to create that support. And the same goes for the types of exercises you're doing. I've done Pilates classes online with other Pilates teachers. And for example, on hands and knees, there was one class where we were in that position for at least 15 minutes and I was in agony. This actually just hurts. This isn't muscle burn. This is all my joints have ached. All my muscles have seized up. I need to come out of this position. And that wasn't I need to rest and then come back into it. That was like, no, I've just been in that position too long now. I need a different one. So this is again something that I'm very conscious of when I'm teaching my Pilates classes, because everyone has aches and pains somewhere. Some people struggle to be on hands and knees. Some people struggle to be on their front. Some people find being on their back is sore if they've got sciatica. And I think it's really important to keep moving, keep changing positions so you're not staying in one for too long, especially in those beginning stages where your body's trying to get used to exercise again. And when you have that nervous system overload where everything feels a bit too much, because you're going to stress the body out more. And that's not what we want. We're trying to calm everything down. And this takes me on to my next point, which is trying to move the body in all the different ways that it's designed to move. When a lot of people struggle with low back pain, we quite often try to keep really still. If I don't move, my back's going to feel better. But the problem with that is, like I mentioned with the hypermobility, you're holding yourself really still. So all your muscles are seized trying to keep this supported position. But your back is not designed to stay in one position. Your back is literally designed to round, to arch, and to go from side to side, and to twist and to spin. Your spine is literally designed to move in all different movements. And quite often when it comes to exercise, like if you do go to the gym, if you squat, if you do deadlifts, you're trying to brace, you're trying to keep really still to support your back because you're using a heavy weight, which is the right thing to do in that style of exercise. But then when you come into everyday life, that's when you reach up to get a cup from a top cupboard, your back suddenly goes because you've twisted or pulled, and your body's not used to doing that because your back's like, no, I stay still and I brace. Like, why are you now trying to do something where I have to move? What? I'm not prepared for that. That's often why it's something really small and insignificant, like picking up a pen off the floor where your back goes. It's not when you're at the gym lifting those big heavy weights. It's when you do something tiny. And it's because your body isn't being trained in all those different ranges. This is something that I'm super conscious of when teaching Pilates and through movement in general. You should be training your body in all different types of ranges. So I teach people to do a lot of twists. We do a lot of back opening exercises. We're moving, we're lifting, we're trying to train the obliques, we're training the side muscles, because the core is not just the tummy muscles at the front. The core is this whole section around your back, around the sides, your diaphragm, pelvic floor. And that's how you build a really strong and capable body, because you want to move it the way that it's designed to move. And all of that will help you not to put your back out the next time that you sneeze, because you sneeze, your back rounds and suddenly, I'm not used to doing that because I'm used to trying to hold myself really tight. You've got to let your body move. You've got to use it in all the different ways that it's designed to do. If you are sick of just being in pain and not knowing what to do, I have created a program for this exact thing. It is literally to help people like you who want to exercise, they want to move, but they're stuck in that chronic stress overwhelmed, I just don't quite know how to feel better kind of stage. And this is a 4-month program which is going to take you through 4 different stages. So the first stage is that nervous system reset. We're calming everything down. We're learning how to breathe again, which sounds mad, but you'd be surprised. We're then starting to build in a little bit more strength, a little bit more mobility. We're doing lots of twists through the back, so we're not going to sneeze and put our back out. And we're bringing in that body awareness. This is really beneficial for people who have hypermobility or are coming back from an injury or just in that chronic stress, like, I'm just wired, I want to get stronger, but I don't know what to do anymore. This is for you. This is literally for you. This is why I created this program. The link is in the description below, and if you want to go find out more about that, head in there. And you also get one-to-one support with me as well. I will literally guide you through this because I know what it's like to feel just lost and confused and really stressed out. And if you want to find out why your body is just feeling so stressed and sore all the time, go and watch this video, whichever side it's on. What is going on with your nervous system and why is your brain telling you that everything hurts? So give that a watch. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And please let me know in the comments below if you are struggling with hypermobility, pain and stress. I would love to know. This is a safe space where you get to just vent and tell me your frustrations. Why does my body feel like it hates me? Like, honestly, I don't know how many times I've said that. But thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you again so soon. Thank you so much.